Welcome to Who's Hiring Now, a video series hosted by GSEP Career Services. I'm Frania Demerjian, and my colleague Mary Andrighetto will host today's session. The Who's Hiring Now video series is designed to provide our GSEP graduates with current employment opportunities that they can consider as they embark on their job search. And today, we're thrilled to have Christy Owens from the Painted Turtle Camp. Now let's jump right in.
So can you please introduce yourself and kind of talk about the roles you guys are hiring for and describe the organization a little?
Of course. So my name is Christy Owens, and I am actually a former camper and former staff member at the Painted Turtle Camp, whose mission is to provide a year-round, life-changing environment and authentic camp experience for children with chronic and life-threatening illnesses. The Painted Turtle supports children's medical needs and inspires them to reach beyond their illnesses and provides care, education, and respite for families as well. And all campers and families attend completely free of charge. And currently at the Painted Turtle, I'm a volunteer and member of the Pilot Fellowship Program with goals of building on my experience with grant writing and development, and additionally staff recruitment and creating inclusive transportation strategies to lower the barrier of entry to camp and counselors. And so the Painted Turtle has several ways to get involved. There are positions offered during the summer, including roles in cabin life, programming and leadership. Medical positions are also available for medical professionals licensed in California, plus a summer extern role for nurses. And then I want to speak more specifically about the summer staff counselor positions because I worked on summer staff for 2 years. The summer staff are the foundation of camp, and from late May to late August, the Painted Turtle hires around 60 amazing staff members to help foster the magic of camp. And though working at camp can be demanding and a lot is expected of camp from staff, especially since we're working with kids with life-threatening and chronic illnesses, I find that staff members, especially given my experience, can really gain a tremendous amount from working at the Painted Turtle. And so many staff members describe their experience as life-changing. The dedicated staff team is made up of individuals all over the world, bonded together by one goal to shape our campers' experience at the Painted Turtle into an incredibly empowering adventure that they won't forget. And summer staff positions offer the opportunity to grow and contribute more than you could ever think possible in only 3 months' time. We have many different summer staff opportunities for compassionate people of all talents. The positions are paid and include housing for the duration of the summer and meals when camp is in session. And most positions start again in late May or early June. They have positions in waterfront, entertainment, adventure, that would be like a high ropes course. And leadership positions those will start earlier to allow for training. And then all positions require people to live on camp. Cabin counselors and activity counselors also live in air-conditioned cabins, so it's not in a tent. It's a little bit more like glamping, which is a little bit more appealing to me as well. And then so my experience working at camp as a creative arts program counselor for 2 summers, I was able to work within my gifts and skills of teaching theater and dance. When I was going through college, I focused on dance and music, and I expanded these passions when applying these focus areas to work with medically compromised kids at the Painted Turtle. And then I later went on to teach theater and dance for Minneapolis Public Schools for about 6 to 7 years. So the Painted Turtle definitely had an impactful part in my career. And also my self-efficacy, I would say, as a teacher. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about how I've created some formative memories with kids that I still carry with me today working at the Painted Turtle.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christy. And as a follow-up question, what professional development opportunities do you provide for new and existing employees?
So the Painted Turtle strives to hire a staff team from a variety of backgrounds and areas of study. Anyone who has a passion for making an impact on our campers is definitely encouraged to apply. Many staff members are current college students, recent graduates, early career professionals. Some staff and volunteers pursue an experience at camp connected to the following professional and academic interests, including pre-med, nursing, biology, kinesiology, child life, education, child development, psychology, public administration, nonprofit management, physical therapy, therapeutic recreation, social work, music, and theater. And this summer, when I was volunteering, I specifically saw a lot of people in the teaching field, and that was super nice to make connections with other teachers there as well.
Cool, awesome. Thank you. And then for the work structure, like how does like flexibility in terms of how employers are able to structure like their work-life balance, what does that kind of look like at Painted Turtles?
That is a great question. So, like I touched on a little bit briefly, the unique thing about camp is that you live at camp and meals are provided when camp is in session. So, it's a very much residential kind of lifestyle over the 3 months that you would be working at the Painted Turtle. Um, and what stands out to me that really creates a feeling of sustainability is the ratio of counselors to campers. I feel like it's a very integral part of camp, and it stands out to me as someone who has worked in public schools throughout my adult life as a teacher with about 30 students in the classroom. That just doesn't happen at camp. Cabins have about 5 to 8 kids with 2 to 3 staff members for each camper. And whenever I'm working and volunteering at camp, and especially working as a teacher and then coming back to volunteer, I really notice and experience how covered and easeful, that I feel with those lower ratios, and it makes being present and focusing on creating those magical moments a lot easier. And additionally, I feel like with the lower ratios, making it easier to be present, there's always support, whether that's coming from like camp leadership or other camp staff. I feel like they have a culture of adaptability and flexibility in part because of their whole tenet of inclusivity. This is a camp for kids who would not be able to go to camp otherwise because of their medical needs. And so that inclusivity definitely extends to staff members in my experience. And I feel like the Painted Turtle will always find ways to support you when you need it. And you can be confident that you will never feel alone or working in a silo, which I really feels like help with. I feel like you see a lot of teachers go through burnout, and I feel like that's not something that you would experience in that capacity working at the Painted Turtle. And then also in between camp sessions, they have days-long intersessions where many folks go to explore parts of California, maybe go home, maybe rest at camp. Some explore the local camp environment. It's kind of nestled in the mountains. It's a beautiful camp with really state-of-the-art facilities, with a lake as well. And I think people who work there become accustomed to being in nature despite the glamping. And then I think on the off time, like the days in between camp sessions really is yielding towards like finding ways to adventure or rest or exist and just create magical experiences for yourself too. And then I think last, just the general residential lifestyle, whether you're walking or biking, you're always kind of where you need to be. So there's no commutes or hurdles to getting to where you need to be. I feel like you just wake up, get ready, work with the kids, rest when you need to. Everything that you need is around you. So I feel like it can be a slower and more impactful life. And I personally have a lot of memories at staff, just kind of a lot of memories walking to be with the campers, which I feel really stands out to me. And I feel like there's just like a general culture of kind of feeling peaceful in the mountains. And I think, if you're someone who values that, the Painted Turtle would be a great place to apply your gifts and skills.
Yeah, this all sounds great. And now, what is something unique about the Painted Turtle that you can tell us about for our prospective applicants or candidates to know about?
Sure. So the Painted Turtle Camp is founded by actor and philanthropist Paul Newman. And the proceeds from his organization, Newman's Own Foundation, think like the lemonades and the cookies, all that, go to support serious fun camps like the Painted Turtle and other causes. And so many of the people that are connected to camp and still supporting camp are connected to Paul Newman. And they are other people in the arts and entertainment industry, which I feel speaks so much to his legacy, that he still is able to get people that have collaborated with him over the years to support this beautiful cause. And this is like kind of unrelated to Paul Newman, but something that I find so unique about the Painted Turtle is we have this culture of dancing to music after every meal. I personally, as a dance major and a dance teacher, find this so exciting. I think it brings people closer together and is really unlike any tradition or any place or environment that I've experienced before. The general fun and invitation to share your authentically silly self at all times, or as we say at camp, come out of your shell, is very unique to the Painted Turtle, and it stays with campers all year until they come back again for the next summer.
That sounds so fun. What about like Pepperdine graduates you think makes them desirable candidates to hire?
Well, in my experience, Pepperdine students care about service and leadership. They care about sustaining, fulfilling campus life and environment, and they love learning about themselves and others. I'm currently enrolled in Pepperdine's Education Doctorate program, and I can definitely confidently say that I've interacted with many servant leaders, many people who are creating life-giving environments, and many people who are eager to learn really deeply about themselves and embody and live in what they are passionate about. And so people who have graduated from Pepperdine or those who are still attending are a great fit for the Painted Turtle because we value all of those things. Leading with a heart for serving, creating a culture of liveliness and positivity, being open to learning how to help others while in conjunction learning about new ways to show up as who you are all ways I'm confident that Pepperdine students can show up to the Painted Turtle or anywhere they go and make a positive and impactful and lasting contribution.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Christy, for your time. And thank you for joining our episode today of Who's Hiring Now? And thank you all for watching. And remember, GSEP Career Services is here to support you with your career journey.